Hey everyone, my name is Sammy and welcome to the next episode in my Stream Theory playthrough of Assassin's Creed 4, where I will play the game live while also providing analysis and commentary as I go. So, some big stuff happened, I guess, in the last part. We are now marooned on this island after betrayal from a fellow pirate. I'm not sure his name exactly, but he's kind of like a Jack Sparrow type of character, and this game is turning him into a bad guy who's always like the troublemaker at Nassau. So basically have nothing to our name except for our blades. Apparently we still have those. See, we have nothing else besides those blades and one throwing knife. Okay, that's something to keep in mind. We have one throwing knife. Of course, we can always do the straight up fists. So now we were marooned with this other guy. Yeah, marooned and alone somewhere in the West Indies. Edward must survive Charles Vane's increasingly deadly antics. What's weird is Charles Vane was our main ally in our in our bid to try and restore Nassau or save the pirates from the increasing authorial intervention from governments like Britain. So when Nassau was taken over, it was basically Charles Vane and Edward Kenway that hatched a plan to escape Nassau and try to regroup. But apparently, one of their friends, guy I mentioned before, he betrayed them, took over Kenway's ship, so we no longer have that ship, and marooned us on this island. First things first, we have, of course, the good old sync point. We're not sure where we are, what island we're on. The sync point will help us learn more about the island. Any tchotchkes, treasures around. One thing I want to discuss too is, let's see what's here actually. So there's a couple things right here, and then I suppose we're going to go on a path through here and collect these things along the way too. Finally end up here, most likely. It looks like there's some stuff up here as well. Interesting. So, we're still not sure where we are. I don't know if we can zoom out. Okay, apparently if we just go to the map and zoom out, you know exactly where you are. Somewhere in the bottom portion of the map, which is good because I was really hoping that the game would finally take us to this portion of the map that we have not yet explored. The downside of that is I wasn't quite ready for it, as I wanted to at least finish up this quadrant here before I moved on to something new. But well, whatever. We'll have plenty of time to explore. If the game up until this point has any indication, there will be plenty of moments to explore and make sure we get everything. Even if it's just like exploring from mission to mission, game so far it has had plenty of that, so there's really no need to rush, try to get stuff so soon, because we'll have plenty of time to try and fill in some of the gaps that the game will naturally have. Another thing I want to discuss is, before I started up here, or rather it was maybe a day or two ago, I finally caught up with these letters here, these messages we've been collecting all along in both the Animus world with Edward Kenway here, as he's collecting these bottles with letters, and also the outside the Animus world in Abstergo, collecting a bunch of database stuff from Abstergo as we hack the computers. There's a bunch of information there. The main thing that I learned from that, especially from a series of letters right here, is all from the same person leaving a series of letters throughout the Caribbean. I learned that this guy, the author of these letters, is apparently inhabited by... Yeah, apparently inhabited by a by the memories of one of those proto-humans, one of the humans from the earlier civilization, and this is causing some great confusion with him, as he's not really understanding anything that the memories of this other human is inside of him. He's not understanding any of that because he's in like the 17th century, I believe, a little bit before Kenway's time. Kenway's time is in the early 18th century, I believe. Yeah, the 1700s. So about 100 or 150 years before Kenway, this guy is writing his letters here and discussing this other personality with him. I don't know if the personality is active. It's more like memories of that life, of that proto-human. And basically the proto-human, the human from the original civilization that created the modern-day humans, figured out a way to store his information in the DNA of his ancestors, which is very similar to what we've seen in previous Assassin's Creed games, where some of the early humans stored their personalities and the memories inside of a computer, not necessarily in memories. But this guy is doing it a different way, and it's causing this letter writer here some great confusion. This sort of lore informs what's going on here, is because this is directly related with the Sage, a character that we're trying to hunt, or that we and also the Templars are trying to hunt. I'm actually not sure exactly where the Sage is. I believe we freed him earlier on and he got away. Might be wrong on that front, but apparently, otherwise, the Sage is very important because he is essentially another one of these people who has the memories and personality of one of those proto-humans inside of him. He has access to those memories directly, as if he's another person inside of him. Yeah, and every time one of these people with this sort of proto-human personality is born, they are referred to as the Sage by, the Templars and the assassins in the know. They eventually caught on to this sort of phenomenon that's been happening, and realized that they are very important. Believe that one of the letters, one of the database information that you hack in the Abstergo, the Abstergo company area, shows or tells that one of these sages, or at least one or two, are born every single generation, and there's like a race to try and find them, to glean information of the proto-human race. So he has direct access. It's not just stored data on a computer from their technology, but rather it's like talking to an entire being still alive. Alright, so technically in the story right now, we're still chasing this guy. I wish I could pay attention to his dialogue here. I'd really like to, but there's just too much going on. Like, you're trying to, again, platform, explore the environment. You don't really have time to listen or to read this text if you have subtitles on. Like, you're trying... I think this... You get this from going this way, I want to say. So I'm not going to really be able to pay attention to this. Okay, not necessarily. How do I get this? It's right over there. I can get it from here. Yeah, I see it now. That's the downside of having this ambient, or having dialogue information in the background while you're playing the game. The upside is that it doesn't break your interaction. You're able to seamlessly continue playing the game, and there is no need for a cutscene or anything like that. The downside is that it's very difficult to actually pay attention to that dialogue as you're going. I'm seeing many times before when we're trying to do a what is it? I believe that's actually a tiger. Whoops. Or not a tiger, a panther. If I go here, I see him. We're trying to listen to the dialogue while we're doing a what is it? There we go. That's how you do it stealthily. Trying to do a tailing mission, right? A tailing mission. That's been the main problem with those tailing missions, is that they are attempting to give you a little bit of dialogue while everything's going on, but it's still difficult to just pay attention to that information. Okay, so how do I... Ah, it's over there, I see. How do I get up there? Here, I guess? No, that's not a tree you can climb on. So while it seems like a good idea to have that dialogue in the background while you're still interacting, I'd say it's like I guess it's like, what's the word for this? It essentially counteracts the benefit. There's really not enough benefit here. It's a both a plus and a minus. There's no I believe that's an animal I can get, right? Yep, there's one. Let's try and get that one. You can just skin 3 animals as an optional objective. Didn't work. For some reason I can't throw that knife. Alright, so just get this then. Fine. And I've discussed that point many times, like I don't need to keep reiterating it. I'm just seeing it over and over again as like it's a storytelling technique that the game likes to use a lot. But it's essentially a give and take. It's not really any much better than a standard cutscene. The cutscene lets you pay attention to those details, but takes away interaction. While so you're able to actually follow the story, but it takes away interaction away from you. That isn't to say that there isn't a way to preserve interaction while also having dialogue that tells pertinent information at the same time. There are ways to do that, especially if you do it in a redundant fashion. You tell the same type of information multiple times, so that over time you gradually put all those pieces together. That's like one way to alleviate the problem. Okay, so skin animals here. Let me try and get this one. Color monkey. Okay. Another detail I learned related to those letters saw before. See him anywhere? I don't see him, but Skin 3 animals, okay. Part of this mission. Related to the details we learned from the letters about the proto-human storing his memories in his descendants' DNA, is that in general, that is the main way that maybe you have to use a gun to how do you do that? That is a holler monkey. I don't know why I can't actually. Wonder if I can craft. Can I still craft? Maybe I can craft some darts. With just the stuff I have, I'm not sure. Sleep dart. Oh, this is a sleep dart upgrade, but not the ammo. Here we go. Yeah, I can make some sleep darts. So I'll make one. See if that works. So I should be able to. I'm missing something here. I'm not sure why I can't do it. Maybe it's because. Alright, maybe I have the ammo, but I just don't have the actual gun or the blow dart. I think that makes a little bit more sense. Alright, so that's fine. I can't use the blow dart, then I probably can't take him down and continue on. So continuing on with my thought here, that related to the proto-human that stored his own memories in his descendants and causing these sages to appear every generation. Apparently it was the first humans, the precursor race.
This island's mine! Come at me and I'll cap you, bastard! It was your bloody imagination that landed us here, Kenway! I'll be damned if I let that mind make one more decision for me!
Will you not talk to me, Vane? Are you fixed on this madness?
Madness? Nothing mad about a man fighting to survive, is there?
I mean you no harm, you corker. Now let's work this out like gentlemen.
Oh, God, I've got a bleeding headache on account of your jabbering. Now stay back and let me live in peace.
I would if you stop filching the food I gather and the water I find.
I'll stop nothing till you pay me back in blood. You was the reason we were out looking for slavers, and you was the reason Jack Rackham took my crew.
I just wanted to let that dialogue play out. Also taking advantage of the opportunity to continue playing rather than just standing around. So, it was apparently the proto-humans, the first civilization, that also created the ability for memories to be passed down through human DNA in the first place. Now, I think previously it was understood that we had discovered a way to access those memories through the Animus, through the invention called the Animus, and that has been like the main premise of the previous games up until this point, where we use the Animus to access our memories via our DNA, or hidden in our DNA. Where's this chest? There's apparently a chest. Ah, there it is. Well, I guess it makes sense that we not only would have memories of our ancestors stored in our DNA, but also that ability, that sort of function of our DNA was also created by the original creators of humanity, the first human civilization. So I guess that's something that we probably should have figured out, or maybe it was actually implemented, or maybe it was actually discussed earlier on in the series and I just didn't notice it. I think I would have remembered that point, but now this game, and it was in this game in one of those Abstergo computers that we learn that detail of the first civilization. That it was their work. They instilled that in our DNA, that possibility, so that we can access our ancestors' memories and life. Okay, so let's see, 3 things, 3 pillars, fairly straightforward, like this. Yeah, there we go. That points where the treasure is. So I'll have to keep a lookout for any more animals to skin before I finish this mission.
Ah, another Mayan keystone.
Anything around here, in the water here. So, altogether, the letters and the computers that I hacked earlier on provided some interesting lore stuff, but I think that's like when you take them as a whole, when you take the time to actually read that stuff, after collecting several of them, that's when you get the biggest reward. Taking piecemeal, a little bit at a time, as you gather each letter, as you gather each hacked computer data, it's like a small trickle of information of that lore as you go forward. I wouldn't call it altogether rewarding, but it's I guess it's rewarding if you did it like I did it and waited till you collected a bunch of them before you finally read all of that stuff. Then you get a big data dump all at once. Okay, anything else in this vicinity here? Howler monkey I cannot get. I should be able to get these black jaguars, right? So I'll look for one of those. They're down there. Okay. Let's see, I'll go... Yeah, that's a sync point, right? So I should be able to go to a sync point. How do we get there? Probably going the wrong way. At dead end here. Once I go to the sync point, I can drop back down in the water and then get one of those Black Panthers. Just to complete this mission here. Okay, we're gonna way up from here. Maybe from here. No, he doesn't want to climb up. Apparently not. Okay, so how do I actually get up here? Aha, okay. There we go.
Vane!
Oh, Vane dropped down. Apparently. So let's do this sync point here.
Face me, man!
Yeah, he did jump down. So this is a very similar problem to go back all the way back to the first episode, the very first mission. And we're seeing a sort of a dissonance, I guess, that fancy term, ludonarrative dissonance between what we're trying to accomplish in the game and what the story is trying to accomplish, the storytelling, the narrative. Like, we're trying to do all these side missions, collect the optional objectives, skinning these animals. We're also trying to explore the environment, because that's like that's an inherent part of the game. Or at least it can be. Not for all players. Maybe some players will just go through this really quickly and not really care about the environments. For me, and other players like me, we're going to want to check out the environments here, explore, get all the loot in the area, and go through it fairly slowly. Now that kind of goes against the urgency inherent in the story, that we're trying to chase this guy, which is something similar that we were doing in the very beginning. We were chasing someone. Right now we're chasing Vane, and we're going about it really slowly. We're not doing a very good job of chasing him. And I guess that sort of reinforces what's going on in we're seeing in the story, because Vane is able to run away from us. But even if we were going to go fast, the same thing would happen. That's just an illusion. So, okay, let's try to find this jaguar here. See any? Supposed to be one around here. Yeah, I don't see anything. I'd very much like to do this optional objective, but I'm not seeing where this animal is. Supposed to be in the general area. I see nothing. Maybe up here? B1. Alright. Yeah, I really hope that I can find at least 3 animals. I've only found 1 jaguar so far. Aha, here's one. Okay, so that just shows a general area, and I figured that if I just looked around a little bit more, I'd be able to find one. There we go. Again, I don't like hunting, but the mission requires it. So I'm gonna continue to do that. Again, animals 2 out of 3. Let's see where else. Find a jaguar here. I wonder why it puts the marker here when there are no jaguars, like right here. They're over somewhere else. So, there is more. Okay, so I can get this alligator as well, or crocodile rather. Keep that in mind. Don't have to just keep getting these jaguars. I'll go after the croc, so keep on moving with the mission too. There's the crocodile, slowly trickling through this mission. Again, there's a dissonance going on. Can I get this guy from here? Or do I have to, like, wade in? How do I... Oh, I can't attack him directly. Yeah, I can't attack him directly. I need my blow dart. Like, that's the only way I've been able to do it before. Or my gun. But I don't have any of that stuff. I thought I'd be able to get the crocodile, but apparently those are not huntable. as we are now. We need extra tools, which is actually kind of realistic. Appreciate that realism, but not when I'm trying to get an optional objective over with. Okay, how do I get back up there? There we go. Dang it. Come on, Kenway. Yeah, you can't take him down this way. You have to use a tool of some sort. I feel like I have to kind of cheat my way. There we go. In that case, I'll just go back and get another Jaguar. Maybe there's like a more obvious way of doing this mission but right now, I just want to get the optional objective over with, so I can continue on with the mission unabated. The fact that like I can't do it easily or obviously is jarring with my desire to just do the mission. I guess you could say that's an extra challenge, like a puzzle added to the mission itself. Something to be said about that. That's, I guess, a positive in a way. But I don't like the way that it's dangling these huntable animals, and then saying, "Oh, you don't have the tools necessary to take them down." Too bad. Let's see. Keep looking around for another Jaguar. I should repopulate around here somewhere. There are no other animals, right? There's just... Yeah, potentially there could be another one that I could hunt. Besides the crocodile. But if I had just one more animal to go, I can get it done now. Then I can focus on the main mission unabated, and we won't have that pesky ludonarrative dissonance where I am doing all this random stuff while the game is also trying to have me go through some sort of story. Where the heck are these? Yeah, I can't. Another one of them. Another animal that I cannot hunt. They keep disappearing. Alright, I'm gonna keep going on, and hopefully there'll be one more huntable animal around here somewhere, along the way. The game will allow me to do that naturally rather than trying to figure out a puzzle where I have to try and find these animals using really difficult means, or just get lucky with spawns. That's no fun when you have to do that. Or at least the way I'm trying to do it. Maybe I'm just not giving the game the benefit of a doubt that it will provide one more naturally. Let me just do one quick check. I don't want to just stay here. Saw one Jaguar here before. They're not showing up anymore. Okay. Yeah, I don't see any. Probably not here. Okay. So sorry about that. Enough waiting. I was hoping to finish the optional objective. Just one more. So that's why I'm doing this. I can finish it. Focus on the main mission. I guess I just can't do that. Maybe I'm being maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I actually can use something to kill this crocodile here. Yeah, I can't assassinate him. I think the only way to do it is you have to have access to the blow dart or the gun and then take him down that way. Otherwise, just have to stay away. Okay, cutscene.
I said not to follow!
Jesus, you've lost your head, man!
It's a fair exchange for finding these flintlocks and grenados.
Listen, Vane. We can hunt with those guns.
And I mean to!
Huh, okay, so this is like a mission type we have not really seen before. We're trying to, I guess... Whoa, whoa. I was behind a wall. Wait a second. Hang on a second, I was totally behind a wall there. Yeah, I guess we're seeing that the game's like hit detection systems and stuff like that aren't the best. I think it was never really designed to act this way or to work this way. But the upside is that we are getting an interesting type of mission from this. We haven't really witnessed before.
No escaping me!
We're trying to do some
I'll flush you
strategic stealth. Try and get to this guy.
out. Blow off some lead.
All right, so while he's throwing the grenade, that's like the time to reach him.
No escaping me!
I think I have to go from here. No, I don't. I guess not. That's wrong. Ah, here. Yeah, that's crap. I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose. Again, I was not paying attention to the environment. I was just trying to go straight at him. It's completely my fault. Like the direct approach is obviously not the way to do it.
I'll blow you down.
Alright, so while he's throwing the grenade, that's when you run up, hide behind a wall. Apparently I was a little too close to the grenade there. Yeah, I need to read the environment a little bit better than what I was doing. Also pay attention to where he threw those grenades. That might help. Okay, so he's shooting now. Stay behind this wall. Now, I'm paying attention now, and I know which way to go. I should be going this way. That's the way to get up.
I'll blow you down.
I'm not taking a direct approach here. Oh. Okay. So now I guess I'm going to be focused on the narrative now, or the mission at hand. Try and catch this guy.
And I'll be damned if I let you drag me into another.
You keep this up, and I'll have to kill you, Vane!
Bloody try, by all means.
There's our third animal. Yeah, I should have just trusted the game to throw 3 of them at me naturally. There's the optional objective. Move on now. Let's take this cursor off. Focus on the mission. Alright, so there's a treasure map here somewhere. Whoa, okay. Careful. So stay away from the barrels. Learn that now, so if I don't stay away from the barrels, then now it's my fault. The game gave us like a sort of warning shot. Okay, so there's one thing there. There's a... should be some sort of treasure map around here. I see it. There it is.
This is more like it.
Okay, 525253. Wonder if that's around here. 525 is around here, but 253 is like way up here, actually. Yeah, 525. Around here, okay. Quadrant, it's a quadrant that I haven't been. Keep that in mind the next time I go over there. Alright, what else is here? There's one more Mind's Delay, one more viewpoint, 3 more chests, and 1 more Animus fragment in this area. When I do this viewpoint, that will tell me where the next one is.
It's either you or me who's leaving this island alive, Welcher! Because I'm not going to sail again in a world cursed by your ugly boat!
This is going to be another one of those times where I have to try and reach him. Doing the same method here. Like inch toward him. I need to air assassinate him as well. Okay. So I need to try and figure out the best way to approach this. Looks like I need to get up from there. Okay. A more obvious route gone. I need to go around now. Less obvious route. So far I'm really liking this. Really liking this mission, other than the fact that just like my natural exploration and completionist tendencies are at odds with the urgency of the mission, as I said before. But I am not making it as fast-paced as I probably could be making it.
I'll blow you to hell!
I guess now that I'm more focused on the mission at hand, it's getting a lot more exciting. Can I get up there or no?
Not dead yet! Here!
I can get up here.
I'll blow you to hell!
Okay, that's the optional objective.
God damn
Fortunately, we have to
Vane!
assassinate our ally here. Kinda went crazy.
Nancy boy! You only done half the fucking job.
Fucking hell. Is this my reward for believing the best about men? For thinking that a bilge rat like you could muster up some fucking sense once in a while? Maybe Horner Gold was right. Maybe the world does need men of ambition. Stop the likes of you from mucking it all up.
Or maybe you just don't have the stones to live with no regrets.
Don't save me a spot in hell, Shanka. I ain't coming soon.
Hopefully I can actually stay on the island because I want to finish it up. Pretty close to being finished with the island, so mission is 100%. I'm going to say I really like this memory. 5 stars because of the new mission type. I wasn't sure that we'd ever see anything new like that, a new approach in this game, and like something like that is new to Assassin's Creed in general. I don't think I've ever seen anything in the series quite like that sort of mission where you're trying to reach a central figure who is who's like gunning you down. It's something that we've seen in other games before. It's kind of like some of the boss encounters on Uncharted. I'm sure the first Uncharted did something like that. The final boss is very similar, where you're trying to leap from cover point to cover point, get to that boss. This is one example I can think of off the top of my head. I'm sure there are other games that have done it, that have done it like this. But it's a first for Assassin's Creed, I believe. Yeah, any sort of third-person cover-based game has done this type of mission where you're trying to sneak up to a guy. In many ways, it's very similar to also what Shadow of the Colossus does with the final boss there. Final Colossus you have to take down. Very similar. He's also a sort of fixed target, shooting at you, trying to gun you down. You have to try and jump from cover point to cover point as you make your way to him. Now, as a mission in Assassin's Creed, because it's a new type of thing that they're trying, even though it doesn't work out quite that well, I'm going to say it's a really nice change of pace. And even though that we've seen this type of mission, this type of gameplay, these mechanics working together in other games, like, because it's the first in Assassin's Creed, I'm going to say I really like it. And probably it's going to be a unique type of thing that we don't see anywhere else in the game as well, which makes it just a little bit more special. I doubt they'll ever do that again. Maybe a few more times, but
This Billy Huff didn't last 2 months with your ship before he came limping back to Nassau. Took the pardon straight away.
I had to, lads. That Rogers was on to me from the first.
Hold your tongue, Rackham.
So what now? Still chasing your elusive fortune?
Aye, and I'm close. I've heard the Sage is sailing out of Kingston on a ship called the Princess.
Put your ambition to better use, Kenway. Find the Sage with us.
I've no stomach for you and your mystics, Mary. I want a taste of the good life. An easy life.
No one honest has an easy life, Edward. And it's aching for one that causes the most pain. All right, Rackham. Back to retirement.
Very interesting that the mission has, or the game puts in a mission to take down our ally who's kind of going crazy as he's marooned with us, but not the guy who actually marooned us in the first place, Rackham. We sort of took our power back off screen. It cuts right to after that, right? He goes to Kenway here goes back to his hideout in Agua, which is where we are now. Where's our ship, by the way? Am I missing that? Oh, it's that glitch. That glitch. My ship is like here somewhere. Might have to load out of the game. Load back in. Because supposedly my ship is right here. And the mission is like on the ship, but there's no ship. So, I was gonna go check out that location anyway. The I don't think I have enough gold to buy anything. I think I need like 40,000. Yeah, I may need to reload the game there. So the game cuts to after we've already fought back against Rackham and restored our place and got our ship back. Rackham is that sort of Jack Sparrow type of character who marooned us in the first place. Yeah, very curious storytelling that has to take down our ally, but not Rackham. Like, the very next mission could have been at least beating up Rackham and, you know, going through this process of taking back our stuff that he stole, our ship. But no, the game instead chooses to cut ahead and forego the actual, any sort of missions associated with that. I'm very curious about that. Pretty sure I can't buy this. 40,000, that's right. Okay, later on I have to remember that. So hopefully my ship has spawned back in. Otherwise I'll have to like hop out the Animus and reload. No, still you can see that glitch off in the corner, or off in the distance there. That's where my ship is supposed to be, that visual glitch there. Okay, so what I will do is I'll just exit the Animus, see if that fixes it. Or quit back to main menu, either way. That mission has got to be one of my favorite on-land missions, even though it's like fairly linear. Though the scenarios themselves. Look at this. This is oh man. Oh boy. Gotta love glitches, right? Ship just kind of dropped it. Oh my god. I can't believe they never fixed this. I mean, back when the game came out, I saw a video of this glitch. Specifically the ship coming out of the water glitch. Never fixed. Never fixed. And this one is just even more hilarious. Oh my god. I'm glad I'm streaming so this stuff can get recorded. Visual proof of this game's glitch. And like, I'm playing this game over a year after it came out, right? Yeah, over a year. The next game that came out, you know, this game came out 2013. The following game, Assassin's Creed Unity, already came out. So it's like almost a year after the sequel to this game, Assassin's Creed Unity, came out. So support for this game has long since ended. So that means this glitch will never ever get fixed. It's like really funny that this stuff would be in the game. I think I just had to do this. Nothing else I need to do here. So to finish my thought before I was distracted by the hilarious glitch. That mission on land, we're taking down Rackham, one of my favorite on land missions. The naval missions, of course, are like the best in this game, bar none. as far as on-land missions, where we're actually trying to use our stealth skills, our assassin skills, to take down an enemy that is, I think that utilizes our skills very well, and also the fact that it strips away all of our weapons, special weapons and stuff. We can't rely on that stuff. We have to go back to the basics of the Assassin's Creed sort of mechanics: climbing, hiding, stealth, and all that stuff. One of the first missions I say that did that went back to the basics, had us utilize our parkour skills, reading an environment, navigating it through obstacles, through the enemy that is trying to take us down. Yeah, so in that case, I think all that stuff combines to one of my favorite missions. Plus, it is also meaningful from a narrative perspective. It's one of the lacking things in this game. I think much better than Blackbeard, this guy, we've worked with him. And now that we worked with him to get out of Nassau, and now that we're having to take him down, now that he went crazy while we were marooned, and we had to put him down like a rabid dog. I think there's a little bit more meaning there than when Thatch died, especially since we had to do it with our own hands. So one of the better story missions, one of the better missions overall in this game. That's why I gave it 5 stars. The only downside there was that when we're chasing him, and I will continue on really soon. Sorry I have to stand around here. The only downside is when we're chasing him, I'm like trying to play the game as I normally would, exploring the island, going really slow, trying to get all the treasure. So that was at odds with what was the actual scenario there of us trying to chase him, keep up with him. It didn't really make any logical sense. Those things sort of jarred. But, that stuff will happen occasionally. The gameplay objectives that you want to do, your exploration, your collecting, or at least I shouldn't say your, I should say mine, because that's how I play the game. My tendency is to want to explore the environments and collect all the various items that are available to collect in the environment. Then is at odds with the story urgency. So that's occasionally going to happen. I guess that's mostly up to the developers of the game to make sure their scenarios make sense. That they should probably have rewritten that scene to be a little less urgent, because you're also trying to explore the island. Let's get on with this. Able to see. Okay, so went back to Great Inagua. I can always go back to that island, especially since that isn't a quadrant that I have not been to before. I will very much likely, or very well, or it'll be very likely that I'll return to that island and complete it. But no worries there that I did not totally complete the island. Where am I going now? So I'm liking that the game is introducing some new stuff that apparently, we have not seen everything that this game has to offer in terms of mission scenarios. So that one there, that last mission that we saw, entirely new type of mission scenario for both the game and the series overall, which is really surprising to see. Okay, so I think it makes sense that I will go through here. This is actually... Oh, we're going back to Kingston. Aha, so as I thought when the first time I went to Kingston, I knew we would probably be coming back eventually, so maybe I was a little bit too hasty in terms of completing everything there was to do in Kingston. I should have maybe done some stuff and then left some stuff for when I return, when I inevitably return. I think any good environment or any good mission mission chain design, or how do I say this? the critical path of the game's missions, if designed well, it makes sense that they would visit each environment at least twice, especially if the environments are big like Kingston. Because you want to make full use of the environments that you designed. As the game's designers, you know, you make a big city like Kingston, one run-through of the city is not necessarily going to be enough. So it'll make sense that you have a reason to return and explore further. But in the meantime, I don't think I'm going to head there just yet. I think I want to do this quadrant here, and that's probably all the time I will have on the way. Bull shark, I don't need a bull shark. So I'll go ahead here first. Have to go around this island to the other side. Do a little bit more sailing. Out of range for that stuff. And another thing I want to do is, I think I want to see how high I can go with the hunter ships. How high I can get with the wanted level in that regard. Because I think I have upgraded my ship enough to where I can tackle more powerful threats. As long as I am not doing too much at once. If I'm just focused directly on the hunter ships, I'm pretty sure I can take on some more powerful ones. Alright, level 38 frigate. That being said, these threats here are still pretty good. Against me, I mean. And start shelling. Good 22 mortars, so don't know which one to take out first. Probably this one. It's almost dead. Okay, that's... Oh, this guy wants to play now too? Okay, I used this random one that decided to aggro me, or accidentally aggroed, to quickly repair my ship, focus on the other one. Alright, so as I go here, I'm gonna try and make sure I don't talk too much and stay in one place. I'm going to keep in mind that I'm streaming here, and I should work in my analysis as I'm going. Like right now would be a really good time to have talked about that stuff regarding the last mission. I didn't need to just stand around. I guess my only fear was that heading onto the ship, my ship would lead into another cutscene, and I would not be able to talk, or to have something else to talk about. So I wanted to make sure I got all the stuff, all my points across before I head into anything important like that. Okay. Just need one more dude. And that's done. Yeah, so these ships aren't that threatening anymore, so I think I can perhaps handle a higher level of wanted, a higher wanted level rather, and then the more powerful ships that come along with those. Maybe not level 5, but I'm gonna try level 4 as like the stable level, because the more powerful ships will also reward me with better resources as they come to me. That's the whole point of doing this wanted level, so that the wanted level stuff is so that you don't necessarily have to go out and hunt ships for resources. The ships will just come to you. And the more powerful ships that hunt you, and you take them down, you get the resources associated with them, the more powerful, or the more resources they'll offer. Okay, let's keep on going to this island. Okay, there is a... okay, so not in this... Okay, so this fort is actually one that I've already captured, so that's good. Because trying to take down a fort while you have a high wanted level is kind of tricky, because you might get caught with your pants down with trying to take down the fort while also having the hunter ships coming at you at the same time, which is a really bad idea. I fell for that. I fell into that trap before. Not very pleasant. I died almost right away. Did not survive. Okay, so I guess I'll do what I was probably what I should have done, what I was supposed to do, and I think I'll try and talk more about that mission while I have the time, while I'm sailing, rather than, you know, standing around talking, doing nothing. On my journey to the next ship, that's the best time to make my discussions. Unfortunately, like, the problem with that is that I want to discuss this stuff while it's still fresh in my mind, and these ideas will come in the heat of the action, right? When I'm least suited to actually make those discussions, because I'm in the heat of the action. My good old fort taking down ship there, and if I try and hold that discussion till a quieter moment, like right now, while I'm making my journey on the ship here, that stuff will be less fresh in my mind. I might forget some details that I would have otherwise remembered. So it's like, it's a dilemma I face, where should I save it? Should I just say it right now? Should I just pause and go into the menu and try to discuss it while it's fresh in my mind and not progress the game? Or do I wait till I'm able to progress the game and have it be less fresh in my mind? So it's a give and take there. Suppose I'm doing a bit of both in that regard, doing some discussion while I'm traveling, some discussion in the moment. And I think I'll iron that stuff out as I do more of these stream theory type of recordings, streams. I don't need any more guys for my ship, right? So. Alright, so I don't think I have anything more to add. I think I got most of my thoughts regarding that. I don't want to beat a dead horse regarding the topics of, like, the dissonance between the story. Oh, okay. There's a restricted zone. Dissonance between the story and the gameplay, mechanics, stuff happening. Time there. Oh yeah, that's the man of war ship. Try to stay out of its vision. Also, my thoughts on the mission. I think those were the two main things I've discussed so far. I don't know if there's Oh yeah, in the beginning of this episode, this stream, I also discussed the lore that I was able to learn from the letters that I've collected so far. Not sure if there's anything else I have to add in that regard. Beyond what I've already discussed, just be repeating what I've already said. Well, for the most part, I think just the letters themselves have been functioning very well as collectibles that also provide extra lore detail for people who want to read that stuff. It's when you have those audio diaries that last way too long that you what's that? There's a thing over here. I think that's what I'm looking at here, an auto bay. It's already in my map, so I don't have to worry about it too much. So in terms of the sort of embedded, discoverable narrative stuff, the audio diaries, the text diary collectibles, the text stuff has been decent in terms of readable lore. Occasionally there have been fat drops of text for like paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs. Take you like 3 minutes to read. Yeah, there's one story in here in the Abstergo outside the Animus part of the game where you are collecting these snippets of audio diaries from the hacked computers, and they're like these huge diaries from I think I want to say it's like a, I don't know, maybe I can get to it from here? Database? No, it would be, I have to get out of the Animus to see that stuff. I think that's in here. Animus database? No. Yeah, I can only access that stuff if I exit Animus. Then I'll be able to see that stuff. I'm trying to remember exactly what the story scenario is. It is about a girl named Beth and her father discovered a manual from the precursor humans that allowed him to partake in alchemy. Yeah, it was her father and her uncle. Her father and her uncle were partners in this, but then her uncle thought that her father was going a little bit too far, and then essentially evicted him or told him to get away. But her father wanted to continue to pursue the alchemy, turning base elements into gold, essentially, was his goal. He was using methods discovered from an ancient text from the precursor race to accomplish this. So there's like one little storyline going on there, but some of the text drops there are like incredibly long. Take you like, I think it took me a good 10 to 20 minutes just to read one of them. It's a little silly to be that long. So I'd say that there is a mix. Some of them are good and short, easily digestible. Some of them are a little too long in that regard. Most of the audio diary stuff has been too long. occasionally the collectibles that are done right are the ones that are short and sweet, easy to digest. Like, I think it's better to have more collectibles that are easily digestible chunks rather than to have fewer collectibles that are much longer, take longer to read. Because, like, honestly, if you see stuff like this, let's look at the documents, manuscripts. No, not that. The letter. Yeah, the letters. Look at these letters. Like, I think these are not bad. It might look a little too long when I'm scrolling here, but they're actually. It only takes a minute to read this stuff. It's too long for the stream, but not too long if you're just playing the game. And I have to go outside the Animus to show you an example of one that is too long. But essentially, they're much like maybe 3 times the size of that drop there. And those are definitely too long. Okay. 2 more. Not bad. So this one I think I'll use to repair, and I'll capture the other one. That's one thing I should probably get over with in this part, is go through the ships that I've collected. Here. So I don't think I've done the naval fleet stuff in a while. I have a backup. A lot of ships that I have to process when I get back to it. Okay, where's that other ship? There it is. Okay, gotta make a big turn here. Letter stuff. The letter collectibles are probably the best collectibles in the game. Fairly digestible. The other ones, however, most of the rest of them haven't been really that great. There are a few paintings that have been decent. Like, get up there, dude. There we go. This one has a lot of, surprisingly a lot of, crew to take down. 15. Pretty big. Okay, so got that out of the way. I want to show an example of some other good collectibles that I thought were okay. I was trying to read this. They don't provide much in terms of information, on the other hand, so that's one thing to keep in mind. Okay, so here, back to the database. Documents is where we saw those things, but there were also this art collection. These are like decent collectibles, you know, short and sweet snippets of information while also providing a nice little model, I guess. And I'm pretty sure these things are appearing in your home base Like, I think I saw this thing here at the hideout. So they're like little decorative stuff. Not bad in terms of collectibles, but not very informative. These manuscripts are not bad also. Some of these are informative, but most part the letters have been the best in terms of collectibles. You know, nice little chunks of information, providing a sort of a sub story. All these letters are connecting together in terms of a story. Tom Cavanaugh is the guy's name, who has a, as he says, a soul as old as the universe itself may be, two souls therefore in a single body competing for supremacy. Right, so he has a soul of one of the precursor humans, and this is like a sort of story told in the first person about his life, documenting it and then leaving it in the Caribbean for some reason that I don't know quite yet why he's doing this. But he's essentially one of the sages, or a sage from a few generations back. Example of an earlier sage. And from the perspective of informing the main narrative, if you take the time to collect those letters and then read that stuff, then you learn a little bit more about what this whole sage business is, what that character is, why he's important. Like that narrative detail, that story detail, is available to discover if you take part in the exploration. Though I'm sure if you just pay attention, if you only pay attention to the main storyline, the surface level narrative that's like in the forefront, that storyline, it'll eventually make that stuff clear. For people who explore like this sort of collectible storyline, the letters gives you access to that information a little bit earlier, and you're able to learn a little bit more about that part of the story. Really like that's a nice rewarding way of providing a collectible that rewards your exploration. Essentially, what you want a collectible to be all about. Let's do. There should be a naval contract here to do, so I'm gonna do that. Really quickly. Let's basically finish this quadrant to finish up the stream. It's pretty good. What is it? Pretty good mission and story beat to start with this stream here. I think we're fine in terms of getting a good chunk of story in each stream. Alright, so greetings, privateer. Our Spanish ship has appropriated some prize resources from their rightful owner. Though I have mislaid the documents that prove this, I contend that rightful owner to be me. Cover the goods and you will be well compensated. Signed, Mueller Vandegraff. Okay. Lootwood. Oh, it's another one of these things that I just have already completed. I could just give the loot right now. And I'm done. Yay! Driftwood. Okay. And now this whole thing is done. So, can I buy anything? 29,000? What can I buy? Let's sell sugar and rum first. Not much in terms of that. So after this, I think I will work on the naval fleet stuff, get that stuff out of the way. Okay, what can I buy right now? I can get some hull armor. Not bad. And that'll finish up my hull armor upgrades. I think that's the only thing I can get right now. That is totally fine by me. Yeah, full hull armor. I think that's one of the upgrades. This hull gives the Jackdaw some resistance to massive amounts of damage. That's pretty good. So, I think this is the upgrade I've been waiting for. Now that I've fully upgraded my hull armor, I think I'm going to try and go after some more powerful ships, particularly the legendary ships that are on the map. With the maximum armor, I should be able to take beating from even the most powerful ships. Now, I don't have the most powerful guns, however, I don't think I necessarily need that. Although I might eat my words if I end up dying horribly to one of those elite ships. Okay, so I said I'm going to do some of the naval contract stuff. Process the boats that I've captured. Maybe do a few missions. Okay, so let's see. 32, 45, 40. Do I have any better? $32, 47, 50, or 33, 47, 50. That one's a little bit better. So maybe replace one from my fleet. Replace this one. That's definitely, yeah, 37, 50. This one has a faster speed. I actually don't have too many ships with high speed and also decent firepower. The Zabra Augusta, 70 speed, while also... Okay, Zabra Augusta is the best one in terms of speed, and then like the second best would be the Telemachus here, 60 speed. Adriana's Pride, 63 speed, but not a lot of firepower. I mean, maybe I should actually be using the Telemachus a little bit more because it has decent firepower. But what do I want to... What do I want to scrap here? 22, 54, 25. 24, 50, 30. 25, so this is 33, 47, 50. In terms of an overall ship, it's much better than these 2254, even though it's slightly slower. I think it's a better all-rounder. Yeah, I definitely want to take this one out first, Bernice. So I'll salvage this one. Replace it with this new one. Okay, 33, 47, 50, another one of these. I think, again, it's better than... Probably better than this one. Not a lot of firepower or cargo, while not sacrificing too much speed. Any of these ships would be decent. Actually, if I want to directly replace one, then probably this one is a little bit better to replace. Miss Royal. Okay, I'll just go out with this one then. Another one, 37, 47, another one of these, similar. Oh wait, need to add first. Okay, 25, 60, 35. So, yeah, this should be a better... Yeah, any one of these I can replace it with, I'm pretty sure. 25, 60, 35. Definitely better than this one, so I'll scrap this one. Add this one. 25, another one of these, okay. Scrap this one. And add this one. Okay, Hades, 25, 60, 35, another one of these. Okay, 25, 60, 35. Is there anything else that I can... Maybe the Adriana's Pride, I don't need... I sacrifice a little bit of speed, but the firepower and cargo are way, way better. I think I'll sink that one, place it with this one. 25, 60, 35, yeah. Slightly slower, but definitely better overall. 20, no, I don't want this one. Salvage. Salvage that one. Now salvage that one. Hades. Yeah, these kind of stink now. 32, 40. Nah. This one's a little bit better. But I don't think there's anything else worth taking down in my fleet already. The Zabra Augusta I'm only keeping just because I've never encountered a higher ship so far. There's been nothing higher than 70. Okay, so we have someone in chat. I'm sorry if you've been waiting too long, but Glanister8 said sup. Not much, just playing the game. Unfortunately, due to my time, I should be finishing in like maybe 15 minutes or so, working on the naval fleet stuff anyway, so if you'd like to chill for that time, then welcome to chill here. I don't think there's anything better than that. They're mostly just equivalents, so salvage. Captured a lot of ships, apparently. 60, 35. There's really nothing else that I can... No, mostly just equivalents. I should, yeah, I'm just gonna add some more docks, why not? Add it to my fleet. I'll salvage this one. Okay. I don't like this game because the main character is Welsh. Oh, I didn't know. But as you can tell, I'm American, so I can't really distinguish between all these the various accents from British Isles, British territories around the world. So, but I'm glad someone was able to specify that for me. Main character is Welsh. Okay. Good to know. Something I learned today. So, collectibles. So I hope you bear with me. Oh, you're Welsh. Okay. Lannister 8 says he's Welsh. So that's yeah, good to know. You see some representation in a video game. So I hope you bear with me while I work through this. I don't usually do the fleet stuff. It's kind of, I think for the most part it is kind of boring to work through this stuff, especially compared to the previous Assassin's Creed games, where those the equivalent in those games were much more interesting because they were tied to something that you could actually utilize in the main game, whereas here you're just like literally getting money and resources, so it's very boring stuff. So I think I'm just going to do like one of them, one or two, to get them out of the way. What is the most rewarding? 3 available, 3 missions available. 0 available, never mind. 2 missions, 2 available. Okay, so this one, 2 missions, 2 available. Lannister 8 says, lol, that's why I'm such a beast at this game. Oh, because you're Welsh, and you have some sort of synergy with Kenway here, Edward Kenway. Okay, so I'll do some ship battles here. So, Zabra Augusta, firepower, let's see, what's the best? Let's see, 30, Man of War has big firepower. Maybe I don't want to sacrifice Man of War in case it sinks. Let's try one of these 60 ships that I captured and then use a Man of War, finish it out for that. So launch 100%. I I think in general, as I've said in previous streams, that this whole fleet system would be a whole lot better if you could just skip these battles altogether. Or if you had more stuff to do in these ship battles besides shooting fire barrels. But can't do anything, just have to sit and wait here while the thing plays out. On the other hand, I don't do these very often because they're not really that rewarding anyway. I just pop in, check in every once in a while, just to get some extra cash. Okay, Lannister 8, I just can't do what you're doing right now. I just don't understand it. Oh, the fleet stuff? It's not, I don't know, it's not that difficult. It took me a while to understand it too, the various things you need. But really, you don't have to do it, just because you don't get a whole lot of rewards out of it. Like the, you can see the missions here, I only get 1900 out of this mission, and this is one of the harder missions available. This one I only get 1700. Not really worth doing, but I just occasionally will check in. Basically, when you capture ships out in the main overworld, you add them to your fleet, and then you can choose them to fight these other ships when you try and secure a route through ship battles. Each route has a certain danger level, and you do ship battles to lower that danger level so that you can finally do the missions in each one of them. So you press Y, I have a controller, press Y to do the ship battle, and then you select ships in each category. So speed bonus, you want a fast ship. My Zabra Augusta here is the fastest ship I have. And then firepower bonus, you want to pick a high firepower ship. So here I only need 2 ships because it's telling me my odds of success are 100%. And I don't need to add a 3rd ship. I could if I wanted to, but really I don't have to. So I'm just going to launch the battle here. And every successful battle lowers the hazard level of that route. So when that hazard level goes down all the way, that's when I can do the mission safely, and I get like 100% chance of successfully doing that mission. But overall, I'd say, after doing several of these over the course of the game, I would say you can just skip this entirely. You don't ever have to see this, because the rewards coming out of this are very low. I haven't seen anything higher than like 2,000 gold. Maybe there have been some like 4,000 gold missions, but they're very rare. And beyond that, it's just kind of boring to sit here and watch your ships do this battle. Like, I'm literally doing nothing here. Occasionally, when a fire barrel comes out, then you can hit Y to blow up that fire barrel, but that's like basically the extent of the interaction with this stuff. So now, new status, hazardous. It's yellow, so I have to do another ship battle. One more. This one should be pretty fast because I only have 1 ship against me, a gunboat. So that should secure the route. I suppose if you actually sit here and do this for every single route, right? So you see there are many different routes. Then all the missions that are available will give you a decent chunk of change. Like, you'd probably get something like 1900 plus 1700. What is that? 3600 gold altogether. If each one has 3600, then altogether you could probably get several, like a couple, maybe 10 to 20,000 gold from doing everything, from doing all of these routes. However, that takes like a long time to do, so that's why I only do a few routes at a time. So I'm going to select this mission now. The route is considered safe, so I can do the mission no problem. Now I only need to send a ship on that route. This one requires 40 cargo, so I have to find a ship with at least 40 cargo. I'm gonna send this one. This one has 50. And this one requires 15. I can send... I'll repair this ship. And because this is so time exhausting, that's why I don't do them. Maybe if I wasn't streaming, I would just sit here and spend the time to do this to earn some extra cash. Otherwise, because I'm streaming, I only maybe do one route at a time, and then I continue on. So that's the route I want to do. I'm gonna continue on from here. Get that stuff out of the way. So already, I'm nearing the end of my stream. At the top of the hour, I probably want to end. Is there anything I can, any place I can reach before I need to end? I can probably do this one diving mission here, or I could do this. I think I only have one thing to do here. I think I'm gonna do this one because I only have one thing left to do in that city, and that's one of the assassin contracts. Alright, so hopefully I don't have to do any more of those naval fleet stuff for at least a good while. Or maybe off stream maybe off stream I should grind that stuff out. I only feature it on the stream every once in a while, just to show that part of the game. Okay, hopefully we get some action here. You know what, I'm going to, maybe I should take down some of these ships. Okay, that's a man of war. Maybe I want to take that one down. Just to lower my wanted, or raise my wanted level to 4, and see the types of ships that come after me at level 4. If I take down these little ships, that should be enough to raise me to level 4, I think. By the way, I love these ambient battles. So every time I see one, entertaining to watch the AI fight against each other. See who wins. Some decent... Oh, it's actually a man of war versus a man of war. But apparently... Let's see, that one's British versus... Okay. Too far away now. Always fun to watch that stuff. Okay, I'm going to... How about I take down these guys? I missed that ship. Quickly take that one down. There we go. So, very close to 4 right now. Just like a little smidgen left. I could probably take this one down. Level 23. That should get me up to 4. I want to see what the level 4 the Lannister 8 says British versus Spanish. Yep, that seems about right. But then, yeah, that ship disappeared just as I was hoping that that battle would finish. I got out of range of the. I won't go too far out of the way. Maybe take this ship down here. Yeah, I'll take that one down. That should bring me up to 4. Let's see what kind of hunter ships come after me now. Oh, I got another one after me, this little one. Okay, looks like I am at level 4 now. No hunter ships coming after me yet, though. Mostly for the last, like, several hours playing the game, I've been sticking around to level 3 wanted level. And I've been able to manage those ships, those hunter ships, very well. Oh, okay, so at level 4 they send Man of War ships, plus a bonus ship. So, okay, that's gonna be tough. What should I do here? Honestly, I think I should run back to one of my forts here. Okay, so kind of wish I went back or was near one of my forts that I've already taken over because they can help. But I'm so close to this island that might as well. Oh no, that ship I might aggro that ship too. Let's get out of here. Can I dock, please? Alright, I'll dock here. Let's just, I'm going to essentially hold off on the battle against these hunter ships until maybe next time. For now, I will do this island. While I'm on the island, I'll be safe. And I can just, you know, push back that battle for later. Where's the assassin contract place? Right here. Bird coop. I think this will be the last thing I do in this stream. I'll just quickly do one of these assassin contracts, and then that'll be the end of it. Hopefully it doesn't take me back out to sea, because that'd be a problem. I would have to face my hunter ships there, probably. Smuggler Chief has crossed the line by selling his stolen goods to the Templars and killing innocent men and women in the progress. Take his life so that he may not harm others. Okay. Okay, hopefully it's on this same island. Oh, okay. Where are we now? We're over here, right. And it's over here. And like the hunter ships are like right over here. Okay, well, let's see what we can do. They're basically waiting for me. I can see them. What happens when you go on land is, I think that any ships that are coming after you just sit there and wait for you to set out to sail again. So those are the hunter ships out on the distance, I believe. Yep, there they are, waiting for me. Okay, so I think I can't go that direction. I should probably run away. Especially since that's a Man of War on my tail. Level 60 Man of War, okay. So I'll leave these fire barrels so that they can't Alpha Q. Not sure what that means, but let's see, what will I do? I will try and go around here. Or should I just battle them straight up? I could probably battle them. As long as I don't face that much. Yeah, if I can mortar them, then I could probably pick that guy off. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, so I think I successfully separated them. I think I can go. If I go around this island here, that'll help out a bit. This will allow me to keep them at bay. I think I'm doing pretty well against that man of war, actually. Mortars have been taking them down pretty well. I think if I can take down that man of war, then I should be fine against the other ship. Shouldn't be much of a problem. Okay, clean shot. Nice, nice. Put him down. Okay, heavy shot. Okay, so successfully took them down. Poof, that was touch and go there. Oh man. So down to 1 bar. I can use this one to repair. Well, I probably want to capture that man of war ship. I think I'll do that. I'm not sure I'm going to have enough time to do the assassin contract mission, unfortunately. So I'll just finish up this boarding stuff while I can. That'll probably be the end. So one dude up there. Oh, he got me before I could actually get up. Fortunately, Kenway has to be so slow when he's climbing. And okay, got that ship. Not bad. And the man of war is waiting off at the distance there. Okay, definitely repair. This one, probably not that great of a ship to capture. The man of war is way better. Higher priority to just repair right now. In the long run, I think I probably could handle level 4 wanted level. I think it's probably not worth it. There might be instances where I am in the midst of like a mission or something, taking down a fort, where I really don't want a man of war ship to attack me. So I think going back down to level 3 would probably be best. Still get plenty of resources out of it. Okay, this swivel is kind of useless at this distance. Alright, so, let's see, scouts, flag, and crew. Get some of these scouts right now. still can't see him. Wow. Okay, come on, climb up, Kenway. Climb up. Okay, that is one of them. The other scout is over there, okay. There we go, that's one thing down. Flag. Now these missions here, where is it? There we go. Taking down these man-of-war ships, especially the boarding process, is like really long and involved. But the thing about that is, once you finally take them down, really satisfying. Lannister gives like an OK symbol, I think, an emoji of some sort. Perhaps you're either saying OK or you're saying. Maybe saying asshole. I don't know. One of those things. Either way, it's pretty funny, I'll say. Go ahead and get down here if the game will not glitch out. There we go. Okay, so take down 14 or 13 more guys. Okay, three more. There we go. Long involved process taking down the men of war, but it's finally done. Really satisfying, and you got a great ship to add to your fleet. Lots of resources too, so probably use another ship to repair. This one is man of war, so I'll send it to my fleet. But ultimately, I think I want to repair my ship one more, while also lower my wanted level back down to 3. Because that's enough in terms of a challenge, also ongoing resources to collect. So I think I'm definitely out of time now. I'm just going to wind down the stream. I'll do the assassin contract in the next part, and then hopefully, let's see, where's the next mission? Yeah, I should be able to get to it. Next part. There are only a few more things I need to do in this quadrant to finish it up. A couple of diving missions. So I'll do those in the next part, and then I'll get to the next mission. So for now, I think I will wind it down. Thank you to Glanister if you're still there, hanging out in chat. It was nice speaking with you. And anybody, if you're watching this on Twitch in the archives or whatever, and you want to watch the rest of my playthrough up until now, you can go to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/YamsterSam. And also follow me on Twitter @YamsterSam. And if you're happening to watch this on YouTube and you want to watch my Twitch, you can go over to twitch.tv/YamsterSam. All good ways to watch me play this, get my commentary on this game. And with that in mind, I think I will bid you adieu and say later.